Hello everyone, Glieken here, bringing you another vintage cube draft. Normally with the schedule, this weekend is the weekend that Eldritch Moon, that's what's called. Eldritch Moon will come out, and normally I would try and get a pre-release recorded and uploaded before the day ends. However, I will be in Montreal during that time for GP Montreal. Hopefully doing awesome at Eldritch Moon Sealed anyway. So we're gonna do another vintage cube, and powerful cards in this pack are Bloodstained Mire. Unfortunately, there's not like too much of like extreme power, and so I'm tempted to just take Birthing Pod, just try and build around it, or High Tide. High Tide and Palancron are in the same pack here. If we wanted to try and go crazy and storm someone out, but we're gonna take Birthing Pod and just try and build a fun little deck. Wall of Blossoms is a pretty good start to that. So is Terastodon. Birthing Pod decks are one of my favorite decks to build. Just because it's essentially Factor Fiction's also quite good. It's essentially you're just searching for or trying to get like the best curve going, and you Birthing Pod makes it so that you get answers for the situation depending on what you need to do. And I've done enough cube drafts in the past few days. I'm just going to try and force a Birthing Pod deck. So Wall of Blossoms, normally I would not take over a Factor Fiction or like a Blightsteel Colossus, try and go all artifacts, but we're just going to try it. Glenalundra is also pretty... Actually, Glenalundra has Persist, which goes well with Birthing Pod. So we're actually going to take Glenalundra here. Hopefully this Wall of Blossoms might come back around. Also good is Terastodon or Relic Water. Fortunately, Bloodbraid Elf happens on cast. Turnabout if we were to go that Storm plan. Sidisi's pretty interesting, as is Courser of Crufix. We can try and do Mystic Confluence and just be a more controlling deck with our Glenalundra. Nothing with good enter the battlefield except for Sidisi's here. I actually think I am going to do that. I'm going to take the Mystic Confluence here. Which is still also fine with a Birthing Pod deck, but ideally we want creatures. But I think if we were to go for if we were to like to force like no only creature plans, we'd be taking the Course of Crufix here. But Mystic Confluence goes well with our Glenalundra. We're gonna go with that. Mox Diamond is also an interesting pick there. Here I think we're gonna take our Venser, which kind of puts us in the same plan for either way that this can go in terms of a very controlling deck or the Birthing Pod style. Pelucranos is an awful, harmonizes card draw in green. Kind of hope that this Lumbering Falls comes back around just so we can get some fixing. Porcelain Legionnaire is actually really good with Birthing Pod because you can you can search up a 4-drop for the 3 mana. I mean, it costs 4 life to do that, but generally you're fine with that. We're gonna take the Spencer though. Slumgar's a good card. Drained Hermit's not awful. Battlesphere's not awful. Empty the Warrens if we were going to go with that Storm plan. I think we're just taking Dragonlord Slumgar here. Grave Titan's also quite good. Dragonlord Slumgar with Birthing Pod, you get to pot away the thing that you choose, that you steal. So while we're not... It's looking less like a Birthing Pod deck at this point. Still not out of the question. Careful Study, Mishra's Workshop. These are the strong cards. Sensei's top. Don't hate Sylvan Caryatid either. I think we're actually going to go with the Caryatid here. Yeah, between I think it's between Caryatid and Top. What? Yeah, we'll go with Caryatid. Garuk is also good. Caryatid. I do like me a Thrun. I also like a Duplicant. I also like a Temple. Not the best packs that we've seen. Progenitus if we get like a natural order again. I'm between Duplicant and the Thrun here. I think I'm gonna go with the. I'll go with the Duplicant. Yeah. Green Sun Zenith I do like. So I also like Vidalcan Shackles. Here's definitely between the Zenith and the Shackles. And we currently only have one green creature, so we're going to go with the Shackles here. Soulfire Grandmaster also isn't the worst. But given that we seem to be mostly blue, we're going to grab these Shackles. Both High Tide and Palinchron came back, as well as the Temple of Mystery. Which makes me kind of wish I took the High Tide first time around. I think I am going to take the High Tide here. We get to try and do some fun things with it, or we just stop other people from comboing off. Otherwise, it's just a Temple of Mystery. I don't really care that much for a Hangerback Walker here. Yeah, we'll take the High Tide. Oop, Wall Blossoms came back around. So did the Terastodon, but the way this deck is looking to turn out, looks like we're going to want the Wall Blossoms. Regrowth is also not awful. Buys us back our counter spells. Yeah, we'll take a Wall here. Could be Delver, especially if we end up more. You also have Turnabout. Turnabout makes High Tide more awesome. Obviously, we wish we had the High Tide and Palinchron. I don't see us being a Delver deck. So, in the chance that we do end up with like a little Storm mini theme, here we're going to take this Porcelain Legionnaire. If we do end up with like a Storm mini theme, then we'll be happy that we took a Turnabout. Also, untaps our Birthing Pod and our Duplicate if we choose artifacts. Could take the Drained Hermit just in case we end up Stormy. Or the Empty the Warrens is what I meant to say. Hero's Downfall kills it. Yeah, we'll take the Empty. Mishra's Workshop. Really shocked to see that late. We're also looking for cards like Pestermite or anything around that combo. In terms of Pestermite, Splitter Twin. Coalition looks pretty good. Tolarian Academy is pretty good. Light Tutor searches for our Pod or Shackles. Mystical Tutor searches for High Tide. Verdant Catacombs is a fetch land. Creeping Tar Pit's not awful. I think we just take the Coalition Relic though. Could also take the Boros Signet. We'll take the Relic. Also, Tolarian Academy is just so strong, but we have 3 artifacts current, 4 artifacts current. And we also have Mishra's Workshop. Let's go with the Relic. Yeah, go with the Relic. Arid Mesa we might be taking here. Mind's Desire. I think we take Mind's Desire if it comes back around. Let's take Mind Slaver. I like taking the Noble Hierarch here, though. And then hopefully one of these 2 cards. I don't expect the Arid Mesa to come back around. But hopefully either Mind's Desire or Mind Slaver comes back around. Wouldn't even mind the Mana Leak. Yeah, we're gonna grab Hierarch here. Jace is interesting. Tezzeret's interesting. Grim Monolith is interesting. I do like Acidic Slime with a Birthing Pod, but I think we're not becoming a Birthing Pod deck. Genesis Wave can be fun. Compulsive Research can help us dig. So what are our creatures like? We have a 2-drop, a 3-drop. 4 drops we're good with. I think we just take Grim Monolith. That can turn to the most explosive from the looks of it. Here we could take Treasure Cruise, Tezzeret. Tezzeret goes great with the Monolith. I think we're actually going to take the Tezzeret here. Kind of wishing we took the Academy Ruins. Or not the Academy, the Tolarian Academy over whatever it was that we took. We took what, the Hierarch over it? No, we took the Coalition Relic over it. That's close. Eternal Witness is great with Birthing Pod, but it looks like we're going to be more of an artifact-based deck. Which, going back, we probably had a couple choices that we'd rather take. But it's going to be alright. It's going to be A-okay. Yeah, take Tezzeret to go with our Monolith. Image is good. Spellskite is good. Signet's good. Frantic Search is good with a High Tide type thing. And I think because of that, I think I'm going to take the Frantic Search. Because even, like, this can even just be getting, like, High Tide, Frantic Search, 6-drop is fine. And we're missing out a Signet for it. Yeah, that's fine. Control Magic I like. Villainous Wealth I like. Dak Faden I like. Shriekmaw I like if we were a pod deck, but it's looking like we're not going to be... Oh, I do like Loathsome Golem if we're going more artifacty. That's actually an interesting choice between the Lodestone Golem and the Control Magic. I think we're actually going to go with the Golem. No, I think I like Control Magic a little bit more. Monster Mentor is also quite good. I'll take Control Magic here. Disc, Signet, Titan. Heartbeat of Spring is also a combo with Frantic Search and High Tide. Which could have been the reason to take Villainous Wealth there, because then we could just, like, get a whole bunch of value that way and then mill our opponents for a whole bunch while casting all of their spells. Do you want Heartbeat of Spring or Orzhov Signet? Or Sundering Titan. Sundering Titan could just be something that we are ramping up into. I think I want a Sundering Titan here. Wall of Omens is okay. I think we just want the Steam Vents here. Steam Vents if we end up... Oh, our deck is not synergistic right now. Yeah, it's between the Steam Vents and the Wall of Omens. Take a Steam Vents. Take a Creeping Tar Pit and Light and Tutor. Light and Tutor gets a lot better with this stuff. Light and Tutor gets us Shackles, Sundering Titan, maybe. I think we just want the fixing at this point. Air Mesa came around. Mind's Desire. I do like Mind's Desire. Or the Air Mesa to help get our Steam Vents. I think we're going to go with Nines. Oh, and there's Metal Worker too. If we end up... Oh, both of these cards are great for half, like 2 halves of our deck. And I think we're going to have more fun with Mind's Desire if we get that off. So we'll go with that. Compulsive Research or Tezzeret. I don't think we're a pod deck anymore. I think Compulsive Research is more what we're looking to do, just to dig through our deck to find random pieces that we'll need. I like Mazavith in our deck because it helps stall against a more aggressive deck. Do I like Rouse or do I like Primal Command? I think I like Rouse. Oh yeah, Rouse can untap things. Yeah, we like Rouse. Glowstone Golem came back, which is great for us. And Mesmeric themed. We'll go on our sideboard. Here we got our Basalt Monolith. So it's new Signet, Snapcaster Mage. Oath of Druids could be interesting if we only put like Sundering Titan as our only creature, but I don't think that's going to be our plan. I do like Path as well. I think we're just going to take this Basalt Monolith. Definitely wishing we'd taken the Tolarian Academy over the Ruin at this point. Ocean Tide's pretty good. But yeah, it's looking like currently we're just going to be playing Storm the Fairway. I do like Mystic Snake. I was like, is it Signet? I like the Portal. I like the Counterspell. I like the Probe. I like the Probe if we're going for Storm. I'm just going to take a Signet here. Sure, why not? Hopefully, so many of these cards, one of these cards is going to come back to us where we're going to be happy with. Another Signet, Trinket Mage. Doesn't get us anything that we want. Staff of Domination's pretty good. Imperial Seal and Dig Through Time. I think we actually take Dig Through Time here. Kind of hope to get either Staff, Signet, or one of these lands back. Yeah, we'll take the Dig. Another Thran Dynamo is just another big artifact for Tezzeret. We're just kind of looking for Sundering Titan now. Ponder and Anticipate are pretty good cards. I think we're just going to take the Dynamo. Cast Dynamo off of our Basalt Monolith, and we'll be able to untap it right away. Yeah. We have Gush, Inkwell Leviathan, kind of like that. It's just another big finisher at the end of the game that we're trying to build up to. We'd really like a Tinker or something like that. Gush is decent. Mirari's Wake is decent. Or we also just have the High Tide just to like we might just be casting High Tide as a huge ramp spell instead of as a Storm enabler. It's gonna be a weird deck. Weird deck, but that's what Cube is. Here we probably... Ooh, Pestermite. Don't hate Pestermite. Especially since Pestermite can untap our monoliths for free. And if we just happen to see a... like if one of these last few picks happen to be a combo piece of... You know what they're called. The good guys. The Splinter Twin or Kiki Jiki. We can probably squeeze those in here. But yeah, we'll take Pestermite here. Stealth of Forge Master. Yeah, we're just going to be the artifact deck. Sorry, Pod. Didn't work out for you. Einstein Diamond, Brain Freeze. Oh, all these are cards we want. Brain Freeze actually gets interesting. I'm pretty sure we're just taking this Warm Power Stone, or maybe this Fintorn Elves. It's just a cheaper ramp spell. But I probably just want the Warm Power Stone to match with. Or just Brain Freeze. Maybe Brain Freeze comes back around. Take the Warm Prosto. We're gonna take this Impulse. We might take this Oath of Druids. Now that we have so many ramp, we could just like... No, because it's not gonna be the only thing in our deck. Well, we do have two big things. Nah, take the Impulse. Impulse helps us find what we want. I do love me a Mystic Snake. We also have Jataxin Probe for Mind's Desire. I think we want some more permission in our deck. Staff of Domination I think is going to be okay. Especially if we get free untaps with it, with both Ralzeric and Tezzeret. Thing in the Ice. We don't have many spells. So it's between Nature's Claim and Temple of Deceit. I think we're just going to take the Temple. Since we don't have too much land fixing. Actually, I think we're taking Nature's Claim. We'll grab Toxic Deluge. Here's between Electrolive and Olivia. I kind of like taking Olivia because we might be able to play it and just have a decent threat. Electrolyze kind of fits the deck more, so I don't think we're playing this Porcelain Legionnaire. Oh, our deck is going to be weird. I do think we're playing like High Tide just as a super ramp spell. Alright, so let's group creatures separately. What isn't going to... Olivia's not going to make the deck. Fencer I like. I like these permission creatures. I like these end game creatures. I like the early ramp spells. Wall of Blossoms is probably on the edge. We have a lot of cuts we need to make. Turnabout I don't think is going to make it. We do have a lot of artifacts. That if we just like tap everything and then turn about and then tap it all again, we just get a Sundering Titan going. Like Sundering Titan and maybe something else. Turnabout's not awful. Toxic Deluge I like. These artifacts I like. Control Magic I'm on the fence about. Empty the Warrant I don't think we're doing. Mind's Desire I like. Sort of. No, I don't think we're going to be able to storm enough to make Mind's Desire what we desire. Ooh, we did get that Mishra's Workshop, didn't we? That turned out to be a pretty good pickup. See, I think we cut the Mind's Desire. I think we cut the Turnabout. We're only splashing, like, we're essentially mono, we're blue-green, splashing black for Slumgar and red for Rals. And we unfortunately didn't pick up any fetch lands. It's probably poor on our part. We do have Izzet Signet for blue. We have Coalition Relics to help us. Yeah, so we're essentially just turned into a big ramp deck that is trying to cast Sundering Titan and Glow Leviathan early. Missed out on some combo pieces, but that's going to be okay. So I think this is cutting High Tide. Frantic Search is actually, like, we're not looking for a combo anymore, so Frantic Search isn't going to be what we want. Oh, there's so many, like, one-of cards that we just love to have seen in our deck. Like, Upheaval is great in this deck. Splinter Twin combo. I don't even know if Time Vault is in the cube anymore, but Time Vault, we have 2 ways to untap it. Maybe it's Duplicate goes. Unless we go... Oh, Nature's Claim comes out. So looking to take out probably 5 or 6 more cards. Do like a Compulsive Research. I think Toxic Deluge is just going to be a sideboard card against like a mono white deck or a deck that's going wide. A more aggressive deck. I do like the Maze of Ith main, but we should count that as a spell, not a creature, or not a land. Just all these mana rocks. Maybe we cut like Venser. I can see cutting Venser. Cutting Venser, maybe cut Control Magic unless we're in a certain matchup. Unfortunately, don't have like a low cost, like we don't have like a Winter Orb or anything like that. We have Vitalcan Shackles to search early with Tezzeret, but not much else. Maybe we just want to cut the Green Rant spells, just cause we don't have the fixing. Maybe just cut like green from our deck. Because we have so much ramp in just our colorless artifacts. And that way we're just essentially mono islands for our Vitalcan Shackles. I actually don't hate that. Maybe we bring back in Venser since we're taking out Mystic Snake just as like another, or the Control Magic or something like that. Which also makes me want to try the High Tide for ramp again. Yeah, I think we'll throw in the High Tide. So it's essentially probably just going to be... We'll have Steam Vents and Tar Pit. We'll also have Coalition Relic and... Is it Signet for red and black? So you just throw in one more like black source or something like that for Slumgar. That will have 2 red sources, 2 black sources, and just all islands. So this is mono islands and Maze of Ith. We're actually running a 16 land deck. We're gonna sort this by converting mana cost then. So let's see. This deck definitely isn't... I don't think this deck is powerful enough for like a Vintage Cube type deck, but we can... Like, we can just have a very fast start. Like we have card draw early just to help us shape out the game, and then we have 2 big end game spells. I think Lodestone Golem is probably the best card in our deck right now. Got some permission to help keep us around. High Tide is just a little bit awkward in the deck, but I think it's just going to be like a super ramp spell just so we can try and get the Sync Leviathan or Sundering Titan down early. And then we'll Tezzeret will either get us more ramp for things, or will -3 to find either Staff of Domination or Videlkin Shackles. I think that'll be fine. Yeah, I think this is going to be our deck. Don't think it's great. I don't necessarily expect us to make it to the finals with this deck, but we'll see what we do. Do I want the extra swamp? I think we're going to start without the extra swamp. We do have ways to dig pretty far, and we do also have the, like, if need be, Tezzeret can search for the Coalition Relic to get us a red or black source. Or do we just want to cut this for Mind's Desire? And just have fun. No, we're fine. Alright, let's start with this. See you for round 1.